Hello my friends and welcome back to more Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, where we're near the end here. This is Sky Hurricane. Hope you're having a super awesome blessed day. And in the last part, what did we do? Oh, we did the with the Storm V12, we did the 300 kilometer endurance race on Grand Valley Speedway. But out of all the rally cars I have, I'm actually going to use a car that I have not driven at all, which most of my rally cars I haven't driven at all. But it's that car that took me so much trouble to get from the Apricot Hill endurance race. I had to do that 5 times to get this thing, and I really didn't want it that bad, but I mean, this was so much trouble to get, so here we go. We're going to be using it, which is going to make some of these a little more challenging. And the rally is pretty challenging as it is. Now this is going to be 3 parts, and you can read this information if you want to. You can pause it, but it's going to be 3 parts. And I'm going to do like the first race of each series with this car, and then I'll do like the second race of each series with another car. For the most part, well, we're going to kind of stick with it on the Stratos, but when we get on the second ones, I'm going to be changing it up just slightly. And then on the third part, we'll use the third car. So Ferrari's input was the 2.4 liter V6 engine from the dyno, and the road going Stratos delivered up to 190 horsepower. In rally cars, it was tweaked to give even more power, so up to 400 horsepower. It's clearly no wonder the Stratos proved to be such a success. Alright, so I am going to tune this baby all the way up. And so, let's speed through this. Alright, so we tuned this to the max, and before we get on to racing, I can show the stats of this car here. Because at the end of the last part, I showed the Subaru Impreza rally cars and like the Lancer and the Escort rally cars, which were the 3 other ones that I could use. But you can use any normal car as well. I don't think it actually had a rally car beside it, but now it does, since I put the racing modification and tuned it. That's actually pretty neat. So it is lighter than the Impreza, which was the next lightest car I had for rally. But yeah, you could use any car. I could use like my Celica GTR, or I mean, you could even another really good rally car to use is the RUF 4-wheel drives. They're actually really good. But at any rate, we're gonna start here with Green Force Raceway, and we're gonna do the first race. I probably could do both the first and the second here, but we'll just do the first one for now. Of course, we're gonna change our settings here, and even if you don't have dirt tires equipped, it'll automatically equip them for you. But you got to be careful, because if you want to enter another race that's not rally with the same car, then you'll have to go and equip the tires that you want to use, because it'll just put it back on normal. It'll default to normal. So this actually has rear is higher. That's kind of, maybe that's a little dangerous. Okay, I'll put this on 10. We'll put it on 9. Well, yeah, 10. And I'm going to make the rear as high as it'll go. Okay. Alright, so I don't know how the settings are on this, but this will be a good warm-up race, because this one probably won't be too hard, I don't think. But I suppose we'll see. I don't even remember what we're racing. Oh, an Opal. Okay, an Opal Astra. I really like the Stratos. I'll be honest though, it's not a car that I really use very much. To tell you the truth. Yeah, you gotta be careful. It is rear wheel drive, so it will spin out pretty easily. I actually think I'm gonna want to make those front springs a little stronger because this is a little fishy to me. Since we're versing the Astra, though, this is a good warm-up. Yeah, we're definitely going to want to make the front springs a little stronger than the rear. It's very maneuverable, though. But for rally, you kind of want a little more stability in places. Oh, the little guy caught up to me. Yeah, these aren't very long, so even though I'm going to be doing like 9 races in each part or so, none of them are particularly lengthy, so. But still, it's going to make for a pretty long video. You know, considering especially that I tuned and all that stuff. Yeah, heck, it took me 8 minutes just to get to the race. Of course, you know, some of that's going to be cut, but cute little Opal Astra. Alright, we will get into some tougher races though. And like I said, I'm definitely going to want to make those front springs stronger. Alright, so next let's do Smoky Mountain South with against the Storia. Little old Storia. I actually have this car, the Storia X4. And it's hard to imagine it being anything competitive with this Stratos, but don't be fooled. Yeah, I'm gonna make that stronger to kind of reduce the tendency to oversteer. But it should still turn pretty well. I mean, it's not gonna make a whole world of difference or anything. Because as it was very maneuverable. Hopefully it still will be, but just not so crazy. Golly, little Storia. You getting down. Yeah, you wouldn't think a race against the Storia would be anything too intense, but don't be fooled. I just let off the gas on those really bumpy sections because I don't want to lose control. Checkpoint 2. Yeah, 355 horsepower. I don't know how much that X4 will get. Maybe about 250. You could actually buy that 1 million credit Storia rally car as well. Which it's been so many years since I've tried it, I don't remember if it's any good or not. I don't remember it being remarkable or anything. Oh wow, I actually could have full throttled that. Okay, we did it. It passes me there at the end, it's funny. Little old Storia. Yeah, so you don't really win much money by any of these rally races, and you don't win any cars, but, you know, it is something that we got to do. And I think this is going to take up most of the remaining percentage of the game, because I think we had like 87%. Okay, so did that. So now Tahiti Maze against the Celica. Ooh. Against the good old Celica. But yeah, I think this is probably taken up because all we have after this is the GT World Championship. And I have decided that I wanted to go ahead and do the event generator with a few cars that I haven't really showed off, and that especially ones that will be in subsequent games. I really wanted to show off, you know. Oh golly, this track is crazy. Look at that. Look at that track. All the tight little hairpin corners and stuff. This car is good for it, though. I will give it that. It's really good for these tight corners. Yeah, I definitely recommend making the front spring stronger, though. Because it's still very maneuverable, even as it is. Old Celica's keeping up with me. I really like this track. It's probably the longest track, though, to be honest, besides the Pikes Peak. It probably is very, very likely the longest track. I have a kind of semi-high-speed section here. Oh, I did so good. I hadn't hit any wall till that. And kind of to practice a few weeks ago, I used the Celica GTR for these rally, and it actually did pretty good. But I decided that, you know, I'm just, you know, I spent so much trouble. That was actually what I was going to use, was the Celica GTR for these beginner rallies. Golly, I just completely killed this car. But I decided that I'd use this. Oh wow, I totally could have gone a lot faster. That's the thing, I don't really know these tracks that well. But I decided, since it was so much trouble to even get this thing, that that's the 88 Celica GT4. So much trouble to get this that, you know, heck, I'm gonna use it. Alrighty. And I think after doing these beginner races, I may do a little bit more. I may do a lot of the second races with this Stratos as well. And then I'll get into my second car, which I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you now. I'm going to use a Celica rally car because it's just awesome. And we'll use it for the rest of the second races and a lot of the third races, because the third car, a really, really special car, I'm not planning on using it for very much. So the Saxo. Yeah, because I'm not planning on using it for very much at all. So Smoky Mountain North. Oh yeah, this is the real high speed track. You gotta be careful though, because even though this is a high speed section here, you have all these bumps and everything, which can cause you to lose control very easily. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not really getting that high of a speed because I'm afraid to. I can't tell you how many times that I've gone so fast that I hit a wall and I lost control. Not in this car in particular, but you know, in the past. Yeah, of course, you know, here starting out, you're just versing little granny cars. Can't really expect them to be too intense, you know. I just can't drive in that view, man. Especially with this rally stuff. Alright, there we are. Wow, that little Saxo kept up with me. Saxo. It's a cool little car. Alright, so that was what, our 4th race? 4th out of 27. Yeah, we got a ways to go. Ways to go. Okay, so done with those. So now Tahiti Dirt Route 3. The Pulsar. This must be the Pulsar GTI 1. Or GTI R, or whatever it's called. That I bought and used for the manufacture race. Yeah, so I think loading time takes a big chunk of the videos usually. I try to edit a lot of it out, but sometimes I forget. I was actually watching my part 24, which I recently uploaded, which I know this is probably like part 50 something now, but I noticed that I'd forgotten to cut out a chunk when I wasn't talking, so I felt really stupid when I was watching that, but I wasn't really watching, but I was listening to, you know, because a lot of times I do that to make sure it's okay. And of course now that it's been public, you know, it's kind of too late to do anything about it. Okay, so this section is high speed, but you got to be careful. Ooh. You know, I think like with that last race that I did, the second one was first one was against the Saxo. The second one was against like the Renault Big Jane. So I might try to do it with this car as well. A lot of those second races, I'm pretty sure I can handle with this, and maybe even some of the third races. But to keep it in order, we're probably not going to do that. I don't know, we might. Golly, that was easy. Poor little Pulsar. Its ghost was inside mine. Cool little races. I like the Stratos, though. I'm liking it more, you know, now that I'm getting to use it and everything. Actually, a pretty good rally car. I can see why it was so successful in the 70s and maybe early 80s. Probably the late 70s. Alright, so next we got Pikes Peak Downhill. Alright, oh, and the second race would be against ourselves. And we'll definitely have to definitely have to verse ourselves. At some point. Pikes Peak Downhill. This may be the longest little track. Now on the next one you have the Pikes Peak Uphill, which the Escudo and the Cultus can get done in like 1 minute 50 seconds. So let's see how we compare with this thing. I highly doubt we'll get even close to that, but Because obviously this is not even near the same ballpark. Oh gosh, whoa. I messed that up, didn't I? It's really hard to tell on the map. What car is that that's behind me? Oh, it's the Peugeot. Okay. It's really hard to tell on the map what your next curve is going to be because it's all so clustered, you know. Which with my large HD TV, I can tell better than I used to be able to in the past. You're actually keeping up with me. Shows how terrible I'm doing. You know, I think I will kind of do this a little out of order, and I'm going to do the second race of this one. You know, just because I know right where it is. That Peugeot is not playing, man. Okay. Oh yeah, I thought we were about done, but nope. Yeah, one thing that's really funny though is I know I talked earlier about how the Scudo was definitely more superior than the Cultus. However, when you do these events, the Cultus actually gets the better time, so the Cultus is actually more difficult to beat. It's kind of funny, actually. You know, 2:11, so 20 seconds worse than like the Cultus or Scudo. But yeah, the Cultus actually beats the Scudo by like 1 second. Peugeot 306. Alright, let's verse ourselves next time. Shouldn't take too long. Alright, the Stratos for 8,000. And if I can't beat myself, man, that's gonna be a sad day. I mean, seriously. Pikes Peak downhill. I better be able to beat myself. Yep, same exact car. Yeah, with this, with no tuning at all, it costs like, of course you can't buy it or anything, but the price, it's worth like 300,000. Because they offer to give you 75,000 for it, you know. So 75,000 times 4 is, because they always give you a fourth of the price of what it's worth, or what you'd have to pay for it. So 75,000 times 4 is 300,000. Whoa, that wasn't really very pretty. So this is actually by the time you add the racing modification and all the tuning and stuff, it's worth 500,000, you know, like the other rally cars. By the time you add everything. Okay, we are going to win. So I'm better. I'm better than some AI ghost thing. I wonder though, did a real person actually drive that? And, you know, save the replay and program it in. That may be what really happened. It may not really be an AI. I wonder. A thing that I'll never know. Maybe some of y'all know though. Then you could help me. So I wouldn't know. I think I did better with the Peugeot. I mean, I think I controlled this better. Really looking kind of stupid now. Okay, so now we're on the high speed section. Somehow we're getting away. I really do like the way this car drives on rally. It's really pretty good. Oh, I love how when I say that I run into a wall. Beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. Well, we beat ourselves despite sucking so bad. That was actually 2 seconds worse than when I versed the Peugeot. For shame, bro. For shame. Alright. So we have the Lancia Evo 4 GSR. Yeah. I could probably beat it with this. I'm pretty sure I could, but let's just move on here. RS200. Because I probably should, with the second car, at least do that race there to see what time we get with it. See how much better. So Pikes Peak Hill Climb. Although you could compare on these other tracks. But 211 was the best I got with this. RS200. No racing modification. So I think... No, there is no used car dealer for Ford. Wow, that has good acceleration. That actually is a rally car. And it actually has the racing modification. And, oh, what am I thinking of? Probably Gran Turismo 4, maybe? It's a rally car that you can actually win from a certain race. It's like a white and blue color, similar to the Escort in this game. Similar color design. The little RS200's keeping up with me, isn't it? Yeah, so this is where you would verse the infamous Scudo and Cultus. It'd be suicide to take them on in this thing. I always wondered why they use ghost replays instead of actually you racing a car, you know. But I guess it's because so you couldn't run each other in the walls and everything. Which makes sense, you know, because there's so many opportunities to do that. Remember when I was a kid, though, I hardly ever did these correctly. I would use like the Scudo for every race, you know, and I would just run into the walls and stuff and I'd still win. Like that right there. Full throttle for that. RS200, you kept up pretty nicely. Wow, 218. Wow, I did even worse. I don't know why either. Alright. It's just a couple more of these. Okay, definitely don't want to verse the Cultus. So Smoky Mountain North reversed against the Pulsar again. Yay. Now I have to remember I can definitely probably do that Celica as well. With this. I'm sure this is the same Pulsar. Shouldn't be any challenge. Good golly, we killed the poor little Pulsar on the Tahiti R3, whatever that was. Poor little Pulsar. Okay, that could have been better. Oh gosh. Cannot drive in that view. Yeah, I think all these tracks really look good in HD. Wow, Pulsar, you're really keeping up with me. What the heck? I am kind of taking it easy, though. Because I'd rather do that than spin out. Slam into a wall and lose control. Let's see how fast we can go. Oh gosh. Actually, not lose control. Oh gosh, I spoke too soon. And I'm gonna lose, ain't I? Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna lose. That's why I usually take my time. Oh gosh. Crazy, crazy. Alright, so just one more. One more. And then we're over a third of the way there for these. These first ones are pretty easy, you know. Not much of a challenge at all. Tahiti Dirt Route 3 Reverse. Against the Familia. And then the Preza Rally car is only 5,000. Alright. But yeah, the Mazda Familia is... Guess what? It's the same as my Mazda Protege that I have. But, yeah, I think they use the different kind. They use the hatchback version. They didn't use the sedan. I have the 89 sedan model. I think it's cool though how they use a different car for every one of these. It's kind of neat, you know. Except for the Pulsar, they used it twice, but that ain't too bad. And I'm sure that Celica that's on that last race, I'm sure it's a different Celica. Oh gosh. Yeah, and then on this particular track you have the Tiger Ice Race car, which, oh my heavens, y'all, that thing is insane. Oh, that sucked. Absolutely insane. Okay. Pretty easy victory, I gotta say. Yeah, we're not gonna wait on you. Let's watch our replay for a second here. But yeah, you don't win any cars or anything for this, so it's just like... that's it. So yeah, we're going to end this video here and just right under 40 minutes. Of course, when I cut a lot of this out, you know, it'll be substantially less than that. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one when we start off with we're going to start on that first track again. Well, we're going to do some of the second races with this car. we'll do some of the second ones. So I hope to see y'all there. This has been Sky Hurricane. Hope you have a super awesome, blessed day. And as always, my friends, stay awesome. Goodbye, y'all.